Super Monkey Ball. A very strange three-word combination clearly designed to draw attention. I vaguely remember my sister playing this game when we were kids, but beyond that I don't know much. In it you play as a group of monkeys rolling around and playing various mini-games inside of balls. The story mode pits the monkeys against the villainous Dr. Bad-Boon, who has stolen all of their bananas. So it's basically a chibi version of Donkey Kong Country. And much like Donkey Kong Country and many other platformers, while there is a story, it's not the focus of the game. The mini-games and multiplayer aspects of the game are decent, but the main levels are focused on platforming challenges. The unique twist is that while the monkeys inside of the balls are the main characters, and the camera focuses on them, you don't actually control them directly. Instead, you use the controller to tilt the entire level, and carefully guide the monkey to the exit. It's a neat idea that unfortunately gives me bad memories of other games that try to do something similar except with motion controls. And regrettably, the game really doesn't do itself any favors, as the level design isn't great even with the good control scheme. In most good platformers, the challenge gradually builds. Things start off simple and then slowly get more complex, with later levels and obstacles actively building upon things you learned in earlier levels. In Super Monkey Ball, though, there's no consistent difficulty curve, nor is there any sense of continuity or progress from level to level. Some of the levels are decently designed, but others are really not. In a lot of cases, it's not a matter of skill that's required to beat the level, it's just trial and error. And all too often hoping for some lucky quirk of the physics engine to work in your favor for once. And some of the levels are so insanely frustrating and terribly designed that whoever put them together absolutely deserves to be punched in the face and or genitals. Some of them require insanely fast and precise reflexes to the point you'll fail if you hesitate or mess up for even a fraction of a second, and a few of them I'm convinced are flat out impossible to complete aside from just mashing the buttons at random and getting super lucky. The game tries to disguise this issue somewhat, as instead of having to beat all the levels in order to progress to the next world, each world has a pool of levels, and you just have to beat a certain number of levels before you're allowed to move on to the next world. So if a particular level is frustrating or downright impossible, you can just skip it and try a different one. But this is a flimsy band-aid solution that doesn't really solve the actual problem, and since on average the levels do get harder the further into the game you get, there will come a point where it's impossible to avoid all of the badly designed levels of a world, and you will either have to bang your head against a wall dealing with a frustrating challenge over and over until you succeed, or you just give up. If you can't tell already, I chose the latter. Super Monkey Ball Deluxe isn't an awful game by any means. With some friends, I imagine it could be quite a laugh, as it does have a certain cutesy charm to it. And I did find the cutscenes in the story mode to be quite amusing. Unfortunately, the game is let down by lackluster gameplay and level design, leading me to believe that whoever made the levels was either a sadist, or didn't quite know what they were doing. In either case, this is a game that's okay, but not one you need to go out of your way to play, especially if you're like me and have no friends to play it with. My final arbitrary score is a 5 out of 10. That's all I've got. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.